saw this story this morning and made me think of you. Uber driver gets robbed by topless woman and her knife-wielding boyfriend.
Oh.
Apparently
I carry protection.
The Uber driver, well, this is the scary part. They lured him in with bait, and they were her breasts.
Oh.
Apparently she did a lot of flirting with this guy. This happened in Louisiana. But all you Uber drivers up early this morning.
Yeah. Like the early ones really have to worry about it. It's the late ones that have to worry about that.
Well, it's late somewhere. Some people are still going, right?
Oh, yeah, that's right. You can't stream us at KZOZ.com.
No, I'm just saying, some people have been up all night, and it's late for them.
I doubt it.
This is too far?
Isn't it, what is today? Thursday? Yeah. Big Wednesday night scene.
He's sitting there driving, and she's kind of flirting with him and stuff, and she says, here's my number, give me a call. So he calls, and then she goes over. She opens the door topless, and she puts her arms out like to give him a hug, pulls him in, and starts, making out with him, bites his tongue, and that's when he pulls back and sees that the boyfriend is there with the knife, and they rob him.
Good God, man.
They rob him, yeah.
Like, okay, how dumb is the Uber driver in this one? Because, you got to know that...
What, there's no Uber hookups?
No, come on.
You guys don't have these little private chat rooms where you get on
life is not,
you talk about Uber hookups?
Life is not one big porn movie, okay? Like, real life does
Listen,
not
old
work.
man. Listen, Dad.
Does not work like porn movies, okay?
There's Uber drivers that are in their 20s that are probably meeting girls. You know what I mean? And they're getting phone numbers.
I seriously doubt it. Like, no chick... I'm sorry, nothing wrong with Uber drivers because I'm one of them. And I think it's a very viable way to make extra income. But it's not like, that's the score. The Uber driver's the score, Like, the doctor's the score, the lawyer's the score. Hell, even the bartender's the score sometimes because he can hook you up with the drinks if you've got an alcohol problem. But what's the Uber driver going to hook you up with? A ride from point A to point B? He's not a score. So Uber drivers, if you think that you're throwing down mad game, I tend to not believe you. And if you think that you are in a situation where some chick's just going to make out with you because of the great conversation that you had, and she's willing to take her top off, keep one eye open at the very least for that boyfriend.
Is this what you tell yourself every day before you jump in the Uber? All right, it's Uber time. No one's going to like you. No one.
I understand the reality. I understand the reality of the situation.
Gotcha.
Okay, what is the reality of the situation? You're providing a seat in your car to give somebody a ride.
You've never felt like you were flirted with.
No.
While picking up drunk girls.
No.
At 5 o'clock in the morning.
Over 500 rides. I've never been flirted with.
You've never been flirted with once. There is no. Are there attractive Uber drivers? I swear I've never seen them. They're usually old men.
You're looking at one right now.
They're usually just old men who used to be taxi drivers, at least around here. But what doesn't make sense to me? Okay, this couple gets arrested, armed robbery. I mean, that's a felony. They're going to probably go to prison. And over an Uber driver. What does an Uber driver have? Why rob the Uber driver? Maybe he was bragging or something.
They never have
that
cash.
He had money.
They never have cash, right? I mean, I think of what I keep in my car. It's nothing. It is nothing when I'm Uber driving. Like what? Maybe a kid's car seat in the trunk. That's it. That's all I got.
No cash.
That and about 6 bottles of water and some pepper spray.
What about some?
If you get that pepper spray from me, you're at an advantage too.
What's that show your kids watch? What about some toys from that kid show that your kids watch? Whatever that is.
Which one? Paw Patrol?
Sure. I don't know. I can't remember.
I'm sure there's some Paw Patrol.
I don't think it was Paw Patrol.
I'm sure there's some Paw Patrol toys kicking around the minivan somewhere. They're on wheels, for God's sake.
Yeah, the Uber driver, what has he got? A cell phone, a car with some gas in it. They didn't even steal his car. If they jumped in his car and took off,
that would have made sense.
That was at least something. But they got nothing out of it. So.
And now, the way Uber makes it for both riders and for the drivers, like, if you're going into, like, a seedy area and you're like, oh, gosh, I hate picking up people here. I'm not gonna negatively stereotype any communities around the Central Coast, but let's just say I'm not comfortable with the neighborhood I'm pulling into. Then I can hit a little button that will share my trip with my friends and my family and my loved ones, whoever I choose to share my trip with, so they know what's going on.
Have you ever hit the share button?
No, I haven't had to. We live on the Central Coast.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I can't even think of a community that would make it to be where
the depths of Grover Beach on Pike Street.
Not even then. I've picked up people at the depths
on the Pike.
I had a guy shut his friend's hand in my passenger door once.
Why was he?
And the friend was surprisingly calm. He's like, "Dude, open the door, open the door, open the door, open the door." And I look up, and there's these fingers just dangling there. I was like, dude, open the door.
Oh, he didn't just close it on it. It actually shut and latched.
Luckily, I have a good rubber boot, I guess. A big, thick rubber boot.
Wow.
So, and I figured, oh, my gosh, this is not going to end well because I'm in Grover Beach, and this is happening. I picked him up at that mini mart there, that really nice mini mart with the good booze selection.
Third base.
Third base, yeah.
Liquors.
And I picked them up at that place, and it's like 3:30 in the morning, and I took them down the street to their place, and no incident, no incident.
There you go. That's good.
That was my scariest pickup.
Well, that's
like going into it.
That's good to know.
What's going on?
So
why am I picking people up at 3:30 in the morning at the third base liquors?
You have a panic button. It's the share your location button. Mm-hmm. So do you have protocol with your wife? If she gets that, does she call the cops or what? Does she call you?
I don't know.
You haven't discussed it?
We haven't worked out the don't. I'm sure she wouldn't even be awake.
Well, don't take any phone numbers. I know you won't because you're married, but anybody else that's an Uber driver, be careful.
Don't take any phone numbers.
Yeah, don't take any phone numbers if a girl asks you to call her. Because you never know. You could end up in trouble.
Is this what happened in this
Yes. Are you not paying attention?
Oh, I didn't know that there was a phone number.
She was flirting with him on the ride, said, here, give me a call sometime. He called her that night. She said, come over.
Oh.
He pulls up into the house. She's topless.
I thought it was like when he was dropping her off, she just is like, hey, how's it going?
No.
And then the boyfriend comes walking up and is like,
sorry, no, I must not have been clear on it. No, so he's kind of an idiot because then he goes over.
No, he's even more so of an idiot.
Single guy, and all of a sudden, some attractive girl, takes her top off. I saw a picture of her. She didn't look bad.
You never follow up on that if you're Uber guy. You know it's a set. You got to know it's a setup.
Say, well, let's meet at a coffee shop.
Yeah,
take your top off there.
Say that. Let's meet in the neutral area.
Pat Benatar
treat this like
coming
a
up.
Craigslist transaction.
Greg, how you doing, man?
Doing pretty good. How you guys doing?
We're doing well. Do you drive for the Uber?
No, I don't. But I've been hearing rumors lately about some Uber drivers who sell drugs.
Oh.
And I wanted to touch on the point because you guys said, what would they want to steal from an Uber driver? And I'm wondering if that urban myth is true or not, seeing as how you're an Uber driver. Yeah. Obviously, you probably don't sell drugs. But
no, I do not. I do not sell drugs. I do not sell drugs.
Of course, he's gonna say that on the radio. He sells drugs. He sells them off.
I've had marijuana tipped to me before.
Yeah.
Right.
Which I promptly turned around and gave to one of my bosses.
He probably turned around and sold.
No, I did not.
To his boss at work.
I thought about selling it, and then I was like, why would I sell this? That's really dumb because I'd probably be breaking all kinds of rules.
I'm just kidding.
I'll just give it as a gift.
Yeah, I didn't know about this. They're selling all the smack, huh? Is that what they're calling it now? The smack?
I can imagine that's numerous drugs, any kind of drug, really.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So maybe that's what he was doing. He was 24 years old.
How does that transaction go down though? Does it require you as an Uber driver to be a master drug stereotyper to the point where you are like looking in the rearview mirror? I mean, there are times when I would say 80% of the time I'll pick somebody up and I have no idea what they look like from start of the ride to the finish of the ride. I have not a clue what they look like.
And you got all kinds of mirrors in there because you got your kid mirror and all that other kind of stuff.
I take those.
It's like the bus mirror.
I take them out because they creep people out. But you don't. I mean, all you are is a driver from point A to point B.
Thanks for the call, buddy. Appreciate it, Greg.
I would hate it if I got into an Uber and the Uber driver starts like checking me out in the mirror and like to the point to see if like I'd be interested in drugs. Let me see. Does he look like a meth guy or does he look like a coke guy?
Yeah, because
does he look like a
it used to be
weed guy?
The pizza delivery guy would be your drug guy, and in college that if you were under 21, they would bring you beer, but you'd have to get the right pizza delivery guy. But it wasn't hard because you would call Pizza Perfection. There was only one in town, and they had 3 drivers, so you had a pretty good idea of who you were going to get. With Uber, you have no idea who the driver's going to be. Right?
It's whoever's available at their convenience to you.
Yeah, that'd be tough.
It's like, you're not getting the same person every time. More than likely, you're going to get a different person every time that requires the Uber driver to really know his stuff when it comes to people that get into his car that might be into drugs.
He should be working for a police department, not Uber.
Yeah, exactly. You'd be making like that drug and Uber salary that you make. You'd be making that for the police department if you just got it on there.
Those track marks on your arm?
Yeah.
'Cause I got some heroin.
I've noticed that you have a little white stuff on your nose. Would you like some more?
Hi, thanks for hanging on. Go ahead.
Hey, is the Uber driver dealing drugs? Uber score 420?
That's how you know. Thank you, Brian. Thanks for clarifying it.
Good morning.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning on 93.3 KZOZ.